You ready? Here we go. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. What a show we've got for you today. Because I'm going to be honest, I was going to be like, oh, today's a slower day. It's Sunday. It's React Day for me. Calm around here. Not a lot to talk about. Then all of a sudden, right before the show goes live today, Joon the King releases the page, the placeholder page for my documentary, which releases tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thumbnail, the description and timestamps. Yes, everyone is talking about it, of course, and boom. Well, guess what? We've got something to analyze today, and I am going to be fully analyzing it. Plus, we're going to be taking a look at my channel's performance over the month of August, because as a result of this newfound attention, popularity, whatever you want to call it, that I've gotten, my channel has gotten quite the ginormous boost of attention and support, and I want to look at that with all of you and basically be very grateful, because again, with the trajectory that we're on and this crazy fall gaming season that is coming up, potential is huge for a lot of great positive stuff. So we went from having pretty much nothing to an absolutely jam-packed show on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, everyone. So today is Sunday, the 1st of September, 2024. We begin a brand new month. And I'm excited for this month because this month we've got a ton of new games coming out. And as you know, that's my forte, to cover all the hot new game releases. But also, we've immediately got a whole bunch of other crazy stuff going on in the realm of me. Not to say that it's stuff that I particularly set up or, you know, listen, I want people talking about me because they want to come out and check my content. But what can you do? It's like I've said previously. When you are a public person, when you stream or make content for the internet, and you put yourself in front of a camera every day, you are a public persona. And as a public persona, you're putting yourself essentially in front of a firing line. Because eventually, every once in a while, the public eye is going to turn towards you. And most of the time, it's not going to be for positive reasons. In my case, I've been in front of the firing line probably 20 times, right? Every time another one of these documentaries comes out, again, the internet is abuzz with making fun of Phil and the memes about Phil and the bad things about Phil. So I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not my first rodeo. This is about my second dozenth rodeo. However, the fact that this is a Joon the King documentary that will be 3 hours and 45 minutes long. It is the most comprehensive documentary ever made on me. And I had some involvement with it, with some questions that were thrown my way over the course of him researching it where he couldn't find any answers or couldn't get the data right away. So I led him to finding answers, or, you know, he documented my answer, but he's going to compare that with what he found through research, etc. It's very unique. Okay? It's a very unique situation. And so, that's why this week, I'm going to be reacting to this documentary every single night over on my DSP Reacts channel until it's done. Now, normally I wouldn't do that, right? A million of these documentaries have come out, and I just don't really give them any heed. There's been some exceptions. The Frederick Knudsen documentary, which I did react to a couple years ago, but it was already like 5-6 years outdated by the time I did that. Or even me reacting to the video from my former friends, John Rambo and Howard, who kind of made this like expose video on me, slamming me after years of us kind of hanging out and doing content together. And then all of a sudden they came out and said, oh, you know, we don't like Phil for this reason, and this reason, right? So, yeah, it's not like I haven't done this kind of thing before. It's just that especially now during this busy gaming season. This month of September, we're going to have a lot of game releases coming out at a rapid pace so quickly that it's actually going to be hard for me to keep up. You know, like, for example, I played Star Wars Outlaws one day. And people are like, forget it, just drop it, play other stuff. I'm like, wow, really? And people are like, yeah, it's just not that good of a game. We don't want you wasting time on this game when there's other things we want to see you play. And I'm like, if that's really how you feel, like, normally that wouldn't even be the feedback that I would get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be completely different. But if that's how people feel and they just want me to focus on other better things, I'm down for that. So I guess we'll see, you know, how that goes in that regard. But yeah, it's going to be a tough month already, juggling all these big new releases coming out. And then on top of that, I got to react to this documentary all week long. And of course, as you guys know, I've got Stuttering Craig coming on this show this coming Thursday to basically clear the air about what happened a year ago with the Side Scrollers interview, but then more so than the interview, the follow-up of how they kind of behaved after that interview ended that led to a lot of negativity for me. Okay, so I got all this stuff already going, and just so you guys know, I am working on a lot of other stuff. Like, for example, I would love to do some more interviews and things over the course of this month on this show, but that very highly depends on a lot of factors, and some of those factors are, you know, are people going to want to be on this show to interview with me after a negative documentary about me drops on the internet? Or is it going to be the opposite, where once again, people aren't going to want to touch me with a 10-foot pole because they're afraid of negativity associated with Dark Side Phil? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it's going to go. We have to see. I told you guys in August, I feel that success is fleeting. I really do. And I've seen my popularity go like this over the years. And it seems like every time that I get to a high, something comes and kicks me in the ass and knocks me down the hill, and I end up down in a freaking low in the down of a valley, you know. Will this documentary be that? You guys have tried to convince me no. You guys have been saying that basically the stuff in this documentary you don't really care about, that all my past history has already been fleshed out, that you're not really too worried about it, and that as long as I basically do this long form react and we get it done with, that it won't be a big deal. To me, like, I believe that that would probably be the case because, like you said, there's nothing really new that can be unveiled in this documentary that already hasn't been put out there in another documentary or by my detractors or anything like that. It's already been done. The horse has already been ridden, shot in the head, put out of its misery, and then beaten to a bloody pulp. You know what I'm saying? But here we go again, and, you know, Joon the King has done documentaries on everyone. He's done them on pretty much every big person who's had drama on the internet. It was only a matter of time before this was going to happen. I knew it was going to eventually happen, and I'm okay with it. He has the right to do it. I'm not upset that he did this documentary. The fact that he selected me as the subject of the longest documentary ever is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, especially because I think as we go through this thing, you're going to see a lot of situations where I either lied or I behaved badly, you know, stuff like that. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that Phil was involved in this horrendous, horrible, over-the-top crime. Oh my God, Phil faked this or did this. Like, none of that is going to be in there. So, I honestly, do want to know the truth? And this is me saying it, so maybe for me, this is, because it's the subject matter is me, I don't get it. I don't actually think that I'm that interesting. Okay? I don't. But a lot of people do. If you said to me, just 3-hour, 45-minute documentary on Dark Side Phil, I'd be like, that's going to be the most boring fucking documentary ever. Like, what are we going to talk about for 3 hours and 45 minutes? But, well, as you're about to see, because we're going to look at this in a second, we're basically going to be he goes into such detail, like crazy, serious detail, right? Which will be interesting. It will be very, very interesting to dive into, okay? So, I guess we're going to see what happens, all right, in this documentary. But before we get to that, because we're going to dive into this right now, we're going to analyze all the timestamps. I'm curious what I'm going to recognize, what I won't even recognize, stuff like that. Real quick, I want to recap yesterday's content. Yesterday, we played the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. here on DSPGaming, and there was a lot of things that we were testing. Like, number one, how would it run on my gaming PC? Number two, how would I do playing on a gamepad against people who likely on PC are using mouse and keyboard, right? So there's a lot of like factors. Number three, is the game any different from previous Call of Duties? Well, after having done this, about 3 hours segment yesterday, first of all, I had fun. It was a little bit rough going in the beginning because playing this game at 120 hertz, 120 frames per second, you have to get used to it. You have to adapt because it looks so different. But once I kind of started adapting, here's what I realized. All those things that were really hard to do on console, like, for example, let's say someone's running in a room and they decide to start sliding, right? And you're like, oh, you want to shoot them. But on console, it's like impossible. You're trying to aim. You're like, oh, you can't do it. Then they just murder you. I was actually taking care of that on PC. Like, with their sliding, fuck that. Boom, kill them. I'm tracking them, and I'm just shooting them as they slide across the room, and they die. Wow. And jumping, too. Like, jumping usually would piss me off. People were jumping like crazy, like kangaroos again, and I was actually, for the most part, shooting them right out of the air, not having a problem. I actually think this 100% is an improvement of me playing this on the gaming PC at this higher frame rate. That now I've got better response time. I've got better reactions, and as I play this game more, it's going to allow me to not get cheaped out by those kinds of tactics. Overall, I think it ran beautifully on my PC. People on the stream seem to be of that impression. I tried to read some comments on the videos, but there aren't that many. For whatever reason, the videos didn't get that many comments, so I can't really tell if people watching on demand liked how it looked. But every time I basically paused a video, it was crisp. So compared to my previous FPS coverage, where I would pause the video and it would be like Pixel City all blurred up. Now, when I'm you know, pausing, right? It's nice and crisp. And I'm like, oh, so this looks really good. So I hope, you know, my coverage continues to look that good and you guys continue to like that coverage for what it is. I had a great time. Now, I actually found out, I thought that this beta was only for the weekend, but someone clarified it's not. They said actually continues till September 4th. I was like, oh, really? Because I want to play it more. I only got to play 3 hours, so I'm going to do it again on Tuesday as the daytime stream. So we're going to have a second dose of the Black Ops 6 beta this coming Tuesday, with the potential that I may even do it a third time this weekend because the open beta is next weekend. And every time that they usually do this, okay, they will pull up new maps, new modes and things, so it won't be the same thing I just did yesterday. It'll be new stuff. So I hope that's the case. I hope that they're rotating it around, and if I play it on Tuesday, it's going to be different content, okay? So that's where we are with Black Ops 6. Good start, I would say, I would argue. And then with WWE Champions last night, at this point, we're going to give it a rest because, number one, I've done 3 streams of this game in a week, and we still haven't been able to do what we wanted to do, if you can believe this. So this game is so stupidly designed, and I know people are really like, well, if you want a sponsorship from this game, should you criticize it? Yes, because I always am honest and criticize things. I'm not going to sugarcoat my opinion on something because I think that maybe they'll sponsor me. That's ridiculous. I've told you that's philosophically opposed to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the guy who grabs the bag and runs with it at all. I want to be honest with my audience. WWE Champions is poorly designed in the early game because it locks content behind what they call leagues, and the leagues are simply playing through certain game modes, but it's time consuming to do it, and it's very frustrating because one of the modes, Showdown, they screwed up. Showdown is a mode where you fight other people's teams, but most people who played the game have been playing it a long time and have really good teams. There's no low-level teams in Showdown, but if you're just starting the game out, how do you win a Showdown match? You can't. You have to sit there and basically level up characters really high to win. So they basically almost put a paywall into leveling the early stages of the game. All right? After 3 days of doing this game, we got to League 7, which is supposed to be the league where all the events open up, the good loot opens up with all the good characters. And it didn't. It opened up some events. Like, you do certain tours, and you could do your faction, which we actually did. We set up a faction. Some people joined the faction. I'm sure more people will join over the week as they watch the videos. But basically, we couldn't do the any pulling for the good characters at all. The loot never appeared. And so some people did some research online and said, yeah, the way they made the game, if you basically level up during the course of an event, you can't access that content of the event. You're just asked out. You have to wait until the next event. And so the next event, you'll actually get that content, you know, but you can't now. So let me get this straight. We played this game 4 times, right? During the week, or 3 times, excuse me, during the week. That's 6 hours. We invested money into it, right? We did all this, and I just can't do the loot. They're not going to let me get good characters. No. Who the hell in their right mind would design the game like that, and who would want to play it again? Like, let's be honest, you're a newcomer, and you're excited, and you watched me play it this week, and you're like, oh man, I want to play this game. But you watch me play, like, well, now we can't get the good stuff? No, you're locked out. Gee, thanks. I mean, that was real good thinking, wasn't it? I mean, they weren't thinking when they made the game like this. So apparently now, from what I'm going to understand, the next event, which starts, I think, this Tuesday, is the next month-long event in the game, that I can fully participate in because now I'm level 7. And that means that I can get the freebie character. That's the character you use all month for tours and special events. I can get access to the loots and everything. But that's next week, so we're not going to do it for a whole week. I'm already busy with other stuff. I'm just going to give it a break. We'll go back to it next week, probably like Saturday night of next weekend, and then we'll jump back into it and see what it's all about and see if, you know, it's interesting or not. To me, like the way I see it, I'll be honest, I'm pretty upset that I spent 3 streams on this dang thing and got nowhere, and it didn't give us what basically we thought we were going to get. I don't know why they would block it like that. It's like, I want to spend money on your product, and you're actually blocking me from spending money on your product. How does that make sense? To make it even worse, you can buy the loot coins for this weekend's event, but you can't ever spend them. So they opened a store, you could buy the content, and then you can't use it. It's a complete ripoff. People have a legal case against them if they spent a lot of money. Like, let's say you hit League 7, you're like, oh, I'm excited, let me buy a giant loot pack for like $100. Then you go and the loot's not there, you can't use it ever. You just wasted $100 of your money. They're screwed there. They don't have a leg to stand on. They would either have to refund it or they're really in trouble. They can't do that legally. So it's kind of messed up that they built the game like that. Okay. So all that being said, we'll do it again next weekend and we'll give it a shot and we'll see what happens. And going from there, we'll decide if we're going to continue to keep going or not. Fair enough? Okay. All right, so that's what we did yesterday. On to today. Today's React Day. So we're going to have a fun podcast outlining, we'll take a look at this Joon the King documentary, and then we're going to go through my channel analytics for the month of August to show you some of the growth that I've seen, and to thank you for the trajectory that I'm currently on thanks to all of your help over August, to show you how just simply your impact being here and engaging with the content has helped this channel tremendously. I want you to understand how important that is to me. Okay? So, so I'm excited for today. After today's podcast, we're going to head over to my DSP Reacts channel for my DSP versus the Internet Clips React show. It should be really fun. It's a variety of clips from all over the internet. It's the channel members who nominate them, so you never know what to expect. You never know what you're going to see on that show. It should be a great, relaxing time this afternoon. And then over on the late stream tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time on my DSP Throwback channel, it's my final Retro React stream to PS Home. We've now done it 4 weeks in a row, and this will be the end of this, but we've basically explored PS Home content for the last month. It's been very fun. We're going to do another session of the 2012 PS Home exploration that I did, dive deeper into it because there's a ton of content in 2012 that we can explore that was in this at this point. And it's more of a chill session. We just hang out, we talk, we have fun, we have a good time together while we're doing this. It's not like, oh, it's hyper focused on reacting to this PS Home. It's more of a like, let's hang out together session. So I hope you'll join me for that tonight. Now, as you can see, the King streak continues. 27 straight streams that we have smashed the tips goal. I am very appreciative of that. In fact, I have a couple tips I'm about to shout out in a moment here before we progress with the show. If we can keep that going today, that would be amazing. Because I'll be honest, I've been telling you guys, if we are going to lose the momentum of the King streak, it's probably going to be on a Sunday. Because this is my React Day, and I don't get as many views and as much engagement on my React Day as I do on normal days when I'm doing gameplay, which is my bread and butter content. This is like my stretching out kind of content. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I am thinking, you know, today could possibly be the day that the King streak ends. I hope not. I hope that it continues. It did continue the last 2 weeks, which is great. But there's no guarantees in life, right? So we'll see what happens. Please support this channel today. If you like the content, if you support this stream now, this actually carries over to the React show, meaning any contributions I get right now, I consider still part of like one big broadcast that I'm doing between this and the DSP React show. So it's not like, oh, I have to raise 150 bucks now, then 150 bucks on the React stream after. No, I'm considering it one big deal. All right. So I thank you very much for that. Please like the stream if you're enjoying the content. Please consider super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, and tips. And let's see if we can hit this goal before the podcast ends. That would be ideal, because then we don't have to worry about it over on the DSP Reacts channel. So please support the stream, and thank you so much. Now let's do shout outs, and then we're going to get to our segment here where we're going to be investigating this documentary tomorrow. Oh, one quick thing. So tomorrow is Black Myth Wukong, and then Tuesday is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and then Wednesday likely is more Black Myth Wukong, and then Thursday I'm not sure because it depends on how long the guest appearance by Craig will take on this show. We may do a decompression like we did last week with the Keem appearance, or we might do gameplay. I'm not sure what we're doing on Thursday, but those are the day streams this week. The night streams this week are all me reacting to the Joon the King documentary over on my DSP Reacts channel. Every night, 2 hours of reacting till we're done with it. Okay? Okay. Shout outs. We start today. Oh, I have one other update before we get to this. Someone designed me a Philomania logo, and I went ahead and I was able to make a t-shirt with the Philomania logo on it, and I ordered it. So it should be coming sometime this within the next 1 to 2 weeks. I think they said like 5 to 8 business days, but I have to wait for them to make it. It's basically this logo, Philomania, but it's actually nice big bright text on a t-shirt. So I have the shirt ordered, and it's supposed to come, but these things take a while. They don't just like instantly print and mail it to you and you have it within a day. It might take a couple of weeks to get one. So I ordered it, and we are going to see how long it takes. When I have more information on when it's, en route or whatever, I'll let you know. As of now, though, it is on order, and we'll see how long it takes, okay? Okay, now let's get to shout-outs. So we start off today with a $1 tip from Slayer, who says, I hope you'll enjoy today's React show. I submitted a Guga video. I think Guga is one of those cooking channels. Firstly, I hope you'll give the video a chance and not have a biased judgment on how a burger should be made. No, the Guga guys made this video about how a burger should be made. He said it was like the best burger ever, and I guess it was one of those smash burgers. Personally, I don't think smash burgers are very good. You're basically squeezing all the juice out of the burger. There's way too much cheese. It just doesn't look appetizing to me. That doesn't mean you don't have to like it. It's just my opinion. All right? But I guess I criticized the Smash Burger video, the Guga guys, and then Slayer was like, oh man, now he doesn't like the Guga guys. That's not true at all. We actually watched another one about steaks, and I really liked that video. Okay, so he says, please try to give the full video a chance. Yeah, I looked at it. It's only the video is 8 minutes long, and this is the Ultra Member submission, meaning we're guaranteed to watch it. We could definitely give the video a chance. It's actually fascinating. They tried 3 kinds of burgers that are rare game. It's like ostrich meat, and it's like 3 rare meats that you would never think to eat. And they're basically taste testing them to see how they taste and how different they are from like a regular burger, okay? So, don't worry, we'll give it a shot this week for sure. Okay, thank you, Slayer, for the first tip of the day. Then I received a $10 tip. Let's see here. Is there a name on this? It's I'm Troublesome, okay? Hold on. What is going on? My email's all laggy. I don't know what's going on. Let me play an animation. Let me get him on the leaderboard. Then we'll read. It's a giant message. This guy put in a $10 tip. So thank you for the $10 tip. I'm Troublesome. Now my animation isn't playing. Maybe I need to refresh the page. Reload the page. Reload the page. Reload the page. Okay, reloaded. Click. Now it's working. Jeez, that was laggy as heck. Okay, so I'm Troublesome with a $10 tip. And by the way, if you ever wonder why I do things lowercase or uppercase, it's because that's how they do it in their tips. Like, I'm just copy-pasting how their name is spelled, even, case-wise in the message. So that's why it's all lowercase here. All right. So I'm Troublesome says, Your Majesty, I admire your bravery in confronting those that oppose you. In the same breath, I issue this word of caution to your honored guest, Squire Craig, and to those that follow you alike. An ordinance with our king is an honor. The king does not deceive anyone in order to berate or humiliate them in order to garner temporary wealth and recognition. You're expected to treat our king with reverence if you choose to do so. Otherwise, you do so at your own peril. Your Majesty, I am aware you wish us to respect your guest. This is not a threat, but a word of caution. As always, it is an honor. Yours respectfully, I'm Troublesome. Just as we did previous, when I have guests on this show, there's two important things to remember. Number one, that person who's on this show is giving us their undivided time and attention to be on this show. That is an honor. You understand? That is something to be thankful and grateful for. Therefore, when someone appears on this show, they will be treated with respect. Okay? That means I'm not going to be having pop-up messages on the screen. I'm not going to be reading contribution things during the stream. Okay? That means we're not going to have a shooting gallery where people line up to hate on someone. Okay? I think that's completely unfair. And also, that means that after that guest leaves, we're not just going to have hours and hours of a hate session dumping on that person because they're not going to be there to defend themselves. You understand? That's the key way to actually do like a real interview that's meaningful, is don't basically turn it into an attack session, because there's no point. You're not going to get anything out of the person if all you're going to do is sit there and attack them and berate them or insult them or entertain their haters. Listen, Keemstar has a lot of haters. You understand? Like, a lot of people don't like that man, right? Did you see any segment where it was an hour of us just sitting and crapping on the man? Did that happen? No. And I very well could have done that. I could have monetized the haters, and I could have sat here and brought in the big bucks as everyone just unloaded on the guy. But what did I say before? I said, we are not going to do that. That's not allowed. I have no interest in it. And what ended up happening was, instead, we made it an awesome piece of content together that people are still talking about several days later. Okay? So that's what it's all about. I have absolutely no intention, when any guest ever comes on this show, of being mean, of attacking, of having, again, a big bullying session after the fact. That's not the point. You know, like I said, I want to build bridges. I want to have good relationships with people on the internet. I was never able to do that previously because everyone hated me. Now, everyone doesn't hate me that much. You know, I say that much because there definitely are still people out there who hate me. You know who they are, my detractors. But in general, the public is starting to get a different perception of me through different kinds of exposure, and that's a good thing. You understand? These appearances that I'm having on other shows and now having people on my show, this is expanding people's understanding of who Darkside Phil is. You get to hear me talk about fun topics. You get to hear me have interesting conversations, and people like that far better than me standing here and attacking people on my show and them yelling at me from their shows. That doesn't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my whole point here. If you think that later this week, when I have my next guest on this show, that you're going to come to the show and you're going to be nasty to him, you got another thing coming. It's not going to happen. I'm not allowing it. That's not the point. This has to be a civil man-to-man conversation. We have to talk about what happened last year, how it went about. What I'm really interested in is understanding from Craig's perspective what really happened. I want to hear exactly, step by step, his thought process as things were unfolding, as to how he went about doing things the way he did them. All right? That's what I want to get to the bottom of. Because from my perspective, I certainly would have never done something like that in that manner. So I need to come to an understanding of how he did. All right? And maybe after we have it out and we talk back and forth a bit, we can have a little bit of a common ground understanding, and then we can kind of move on from it. Rather than me sit here and being fucking salty about it constantly, like a baby whining, when the side screen is trying to be so bad, and then they clap back, and then we go back and forth, and it's stupid. Right? It's stupid. 42 years old, I'm tired of this shit. I want to move on. I want to have a nice fall where we're playing tons of great games together. We're chilling on the podcast and covering fun topics. We're having positive guests come by and hang out, and maybe I can appear on stuff that's positive. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be about positivity. Now, I want to get past all the drama and negativity shit. I really want to be known as something different on the internet. Everyone else has done drama and negativity. I could do something different, but we need to show that that can happen. So If ever you're coming by this channel and I've got a guest on and you think this is the time to attack this person, you're wrong, okay? On the flip side, yeah, you would hope that if these people are coming on my show, that they're going to be here for good intentions and reasons. I already laid it out with Craig that if he appears, this is not the Dark Side Phil interview 2.0. This is not time for him to start throwing questions at me again. No one cares. I'm going to be reacting to my documentary all week long. All these questions will already be answered and addressed from the best perspective that I can. I'm not going to be having a second interview with the guy on my channel. That's just, it's not happening. Okay? So I hope he knows that. I already told him. So anyway, so there you go. Thank you for the tip. We have one more tip. We have some other shout outs on the YouTube side, and then we're going to get to this Joon the King documentary. I received a $20 tip from Piff343. Says, let's get some tips. Can we hit it? Thank you so much, Piff. So that's a $20 tip. Thank you so much for that, Piff. And that gets us up to around $31 a tip so far. As you guys can see, I made a change to the leaderboards here. I'm no longer going to be doing 50, 100, and 150. Reason being, that's very confusing to a newcomer. They'd be like, oh, I thought his goal was 50. Well, he hit it, but now it's 100. Like, what's going on? The goals are very simple, okay? What just happened? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button on my keyboard. Okay. Hold on. I'm hitting the delete button by accident. I got a new keyboard. I'm getting used to it. Please bear with me when I make these mistakes. So yeah. So the truth is, thank you, Piff, for the biggest contribution to the stream so far. Well, the biggest tip so far, I should say. We have some gifted memberships from Andy, and I'll shout those out in a second. The goal is $150 per stream. Okay? If we hit that, the King Streak continues. We have a big celebration, and we keep felting the detractors. Because remember, I want you to support my content because you like it, right? I want you to support my content because you're here and you're enjoying what I'm doing, and you like me and you like everything going on. And you keep it going. I mean, just take a look at some of the improvements that I've done as a result of you guys supporting the content. I was able to buy all this new equipment and all these upgrades and things, and I'm doing continuous improvement here because I can afford it now, thanks to you guys. So thank you so much. The whole WWE Champions streams is because of this, you understand? So I'm trying to reinvest, and I hope you guys see that, all right? So thank you for that. So let's keep that going, right? But even though it does build to my detractors, I don't want you supporting me just for that. I want you supporting me because you like the content. But it is true that every single day when these people now have to watch back my content, when they have to clip, right, do their clips and stuff, they literally have to stare at a leaderboard where they see that time and time again, 27 streams in a row, I have smashed all of my support goals. I am doing very well. Right now, we're going to look at channel analytics, and you're going to see that the channel has grown a bunch in just the month of August and is on an upward trajectory. And I'm very happy for that, and we're going to look at that together. Okay? So thank you very much for that. Thank you, Piff. Yes, please support the streams today. Like I said, it would be primo kino, as they say, if we could hit this by the end of the podcast in about an hour. Because if we do it, then it's done. And when we go to do the React stuff on DSP Reacts, we don't have to worry about, oh no, we didn't hit it, and now we got to talk about it and get a whole different audience trying to contribute. It'd be great just to hit it now. So if, again, you like this show, you like this podcast, please support it. And then thank you, Andy. Andy with 5 gifted memberships to the community this morning. Thank you so very much, Andy. So that means, let's take a look. I'm just curious. I haven't even looked yet. Almost 500 viewers. That's pretty good. I'm now going to start talking about the Joon the King thing and watch the viewer spike, right? Over 100 likes. Thank you so much for that. If you're here today and you're really enjoying the show, please consider clicking like. Liking this podcast helps this channel a ton. The engagement has helped the channel a ton. We're going to look at that on today's show, and you guys are going to be like, oh, that's cool. All right. No super chats yet, but the show is young. Please consider super chatting. And, of course, 5 gifted memberships from Andy so far. Thank you for that. And, of course, 31 bucks in tips so far, so we're a fifth of the way to our goal. If contributions come in, I will shout them out live. That is a change I made to the show. I will shout them out as they come in while we're doing stuff. I will not save them till the end of the show, okay? All right, you guys ready for this? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Joon the King documentary on Dark Side Phil. Here it is. Profile, name, Dark Side Phil, country, the United States. Okay, no, this is the stream art. All right, here it is. The eternal downfall of Dark Side Phil. Now, to be clear, this documentary covers my entire history, all right, from the early days of me in the FGC, meaning like the early 2000s, through early 2024. This documentary will not be covering anything that has happened in the last several months. All this awesome new positivity and popularity and stuff that I'm getting is not in this documentary. I covered that with him. I even contacted him and I was like, so FYI, I am kind of having a renaissance. And just so you know, the people are going to be like, this is outdated because you didn't include that in there. I just want to let you know that before you get like blindsided because you're releasing this thing with the like this timing exactly after all this is happening. And he's well aware of it. Okay. So there you go. So here's the documentary. All right. Premieres tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right. It's 3 hours and 46 minutes long. So it covers a ridiculous amount. First of all, let's take a look at the description. Darkside Phil has survived in the online space for over 2 decades now. Behind him, he leaves a trail of chaos and financial ruination brought by his own hands. I would say, from a certain perspective, that is definitely true. And the thing is, that's not actually true as of right now, right? The financial ruination part was a few years ago. I have been slowly building myself back to a place of stability, and I'm getting there now. If you've noticed in the last few years, I don't do any panic streams. I need funds right away for something. There's no crazy fundraiser stream. I got rid of membership goals to do special events. Instead, we just hang out and have fun every day. There's no more kind of financial drive to content that I make. Yes, I do have daily goals for sure, but it's not like I understand exactly what he's saying. He's talking about how I used to make big money on YouTube. Then I had a big downfall to the point where I got myself in so much financial trouble that I had a bankruptcy. And that's kind of all everyone talks about. No one wants to talk about the fact that that has changed in the last few years, right? They just want to talk about the downfall. So I get it. So taking a look at this thumbnail, all right? Let it be said, all right? I have been around so long on the internet making content. This thumbnail, I'm not even kidding you. I guarantee you all of these people I have had involvement with over the years, I don't even know who some of these people are. Legit. This is not me trying to make a joke or be insulting. I actually don't recognize some of the people in the thumbnail that he made for the documentary. Also, this is the most people ever in a documentary thumbnail he's ever made, correct? Like, he's never had that many people there before. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, so, I mean, let's just go through this, all right? I think that's iJustine, of which I have literally mentioned her like maybe twice ever in my content. Once was on a really bad day when I was in a really bad mood and I made a really bad joke in my stream chat. It wasn't even broadcast. It was actually me just talking with someone in my stream chat before a stream went live. And a detractor screen capped it and then posted it all over the internet and sent it to her. All right. This was like 7-8 years ago. And I guess she reacted poorly, right? But I've never spoken to that woman. I know nothing about her. I've barely ever mentioned her ever in anything. Yet somehow she made the thumbnail of my documentary. Okay? I literally have no idea who these guys are. I don't know if they're a team or something. I don't know who these two guys are at all. I swear to God, I'm staring at these two. I don't know who these people are. I have no idea at all. I have no recollection in my head of who these people are. Does anyone know who they are? One of them is Hutch. Oh, is that Hutch? Oh, see, I don't even know. That's Hutch. Okay, that makes sense because I did have a little spat with him before I was a big YouTuber, and he's the one who actually got me my break being partnered with Machinima. All right. I have no idea who this guy is. He looks like Jack Black, doesn't he? But I don't know who that is. Obviously, I think we know who Stuttering Craig is from Side Scrollers. I think we know who John Rambo is, my former friend and co-op partner of many years. This is another weird one, too. The quartering. All right? Literally. Literally. The quartering, I had one interaction with. He invited me on his show for an interview. We did the interview, and that's it. Every once in a while, I shoot the guy like a hello via DMs on Twitter or something like that, and that's it. So, again, why he's on the thumbnail is weird. I mean, that's going to be a very short segment, you would think, because it was one interview I did with him that was a cordial interview, and then it was over, and we didn't really have any interaction after that. So, I'm very confused about that one. I think this is the streamer Destiny. I'm not sure. If it is, again, this is bizarre. I have literally never spoken with Destiny once. Not once have I actually said a word to the man. Now, he's spoken through other people to my chat and tried to interrupt my streams. Okay? At one point he wanted to interview me, and then later on revealed all he wanted to do was trick me and deride me. It was a trick interview. But I've literally never spoken with him. So I don't know why he's even on there. You know what I mean? Obviously, everyone recognizes my ex. So she was a big part of my content for a while, a big part of my life for a while. It absolutely makes sense. Kevin Nash, everyone knows that Kevin Nash is my best friend. He actually lives next door to me. We have drinks every once in a while, and we talk about the old days of pro wrestling. Oh, wait, that's WWE Champions. Never mind. That's not the real Kevin Nash. That would be pretty cool if it was the real Kevin Nash, but no. This is Alex Valle. He is a old school Street Fighter player. Honestly, I don't know why Valle would be on the thumbnail, because I thought more appropriate to drama from my past would have been Mike Watson. Mike Watson, the OG Street Fighter player, really disliked me. All right, back in the day, because I was such an asshole with a big mouth and being a big bully and jerk in the Street Fighter community, and he didn't like that, and he called me out for it many times, rightly so. Okay, so I thought if you're going to have a person, it would be Mike Watson on here, but he put Alex Valle on here. I don't really have a problem with Alex Valle. We had matches back and forth. I think we're 1-1 in competitive play in tournaments, and I told one silly story about him being in my hotel room at Evo, drunk off his ass, and he started rambling about his story about getting his green card. And everyone turned to him like, what the hell are you talking about? Because it had nothing to do with anything we were talking about. He just all of a sudden blurted out this story about getting a green card. And we're like, okay, bro, I think you had a little bit too much to drink. But outside of that, like, I have no idea why he would be on the thumbnail. I genuinely have no idea who this man is here. Does anyone know who that is? So far, I don't know who this is. And I don't know who this is. Does anyone know who this is here? I have no clue. No idea. No one knows. Nobody knows, apparently. I don't know either. Maybe it'll be explained during the documentary. I legit have no idea who that is. And this handsome gentleman up here, Mr. Hideo Kojima. Obviously, there's a good reason why he's on there, because it was me playing the Metal Gear Solid games back in the day that literally spurned the entire "this is how you don't play" series of videos on YouTube. Me crapping on Kojima, saying he sucks as a game developer, this game sucks, you know, making jokes. And obviously, it was completely over the top and done on purpose to get a reaction. Certainly, I didn't think it was going to create the "this is how you don't play" video series, right? Mike Klum? That's not Mike Klum. Absolutely not. That's not Mike Klum. That is not Mike Klum. That man was in my house. That is not Mike Klum. Unless that's an insanely old picture of him and looks nothing like him today. Does it? So no one knows who that is? That's pretty funny. That absolutely no one knows who this is. So anyway, I guess we'll find out when the documentary, like I would say, out of this thumbnail, this makes sense, this makes sense, this definitely makes sense. This makes sense, this makes sense. This makes sense. Valle, I would have put Watson, because that would have made more sense. Destiny, no, he's not involved. I would have maybe put Keemstar there, actually. I think Keemstar and I have more of a spat than Destiny. Quartering, I don't know why he's there. Again, I don't know. Like, this is like one moment ever that was captured from my stream chat. So some of these, I don't get. But hey, let me tell you this. This looks like a crazy spread, does it not? Like this, out of all the thumbnails he's ever done, This is the most people ever on a thumbnail. It certainly has an impact, right? Now, my face, I look very, I don't even know. Am I upset in this? Probably not. This is probably just looking at the camera and it's bright, you know? But let me tell you this. My hair looks pretty good. I kind of like that. And he actually gave me a nice green aura. But like, although it's a weird tie-dye effect on my shirt. I wonder how that came about. It looks like he runs it through AI, doesn't he? Because some of this, like the shirt and stuff, like it looks like his AI, like cleans it up or something. Correct? All right. So moving on from analyzing the thumbnail, let's go ahead and take a look. Oh my lord, look at this. This is going to be a hell of a video. You guys, listen, I'm going to be reacting to it all week in 2-hour increments. Like, I'm going to react for 2 hours, react for 2 hours. For those of you who watch this thing start to finish, this has got to be exhausting. This is going to be, like, the most exhausting endeavor. You're going to need, like, snacks and hydration and shit. You're pumping energy drinks to watch this fucking thing. Can you imagine? Like, how could you imagine someone actually could, like, do it all in one go? Like, I'm just going to react to the entire Joon the King documentary in one go. Oh, I'm totally glad I'm splitting it up the way I'm doing. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm going to split it up 2-hour nights each night on DSP Reacts. So not this channel that I'm doing this podcast on, but my React channel. 2-hour increments, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get through the whole thing. Okay? Okay, so here we go. The first thing is the significance of the fighting game community. Darkside Phil enters the scene. Top haters and impact. See, here's the thing. I don't really want to explain what a lot of this stuff is, because if I do, it kind of spoils, right? I'm going to react to all of this as the documentary, you know, as we do it over the week. So I definitely don't want to tell you all about these things, because absolutely, like, for example, he asked me directly about this, top haters and impact. So I would love to talk about it because it's a hilarious story about me being a real jerk. A real immature asshole and causing problems. That's what I did back then. I was an internet troll. I was a bully. I was an asshole. I was the heel of the FGC. Like, that was the idea, is that I was supposed to be the heel. Everyone hated me. I was the guy you loved to hate. And so you would want to go to a tournament to see someone play me and confront me and either beat my ass or see if I could hold my own. It built hype for events. But there was a lot of things that I did online that were really online trolling and bullying. And now that we're so many years later, right, and I have experienced this kind of behavior firsthand, I strongly regret the actions that I took in my youth. These are like my early 20s, you know, where over 20 years ago, I was acting like a complete jackass. And it's stupid that I did that shit, you know. The 2005 American Champion. This is the best. I can't wait for that segment. Because 100%, 20 years later, me doing what I did back then still has the same exact impact and the same exact desired result as when I did it. But I don't want to spoil. I just want to let you know that segment, when I acted that way in 2005, 100%, I acted that way for a reason, to get a desired reaction. I got the desired reaction, and the reaction continues today, 20 years later. Okay, this thing, I don't even know what this means. DSP smashed the butthead. But here's what's weird. It's only 20 seconds long. What could DSP smash the butthead have to do for 20 seconds? I have no idea what this means at all. I never had any involvement with like the game Smash Brothers. I never did anything with that at this time. I don't know what this means. I'm literally 100% no clue what that is. Okay? Building opposition, I mean, I guess. But what's weird about this here, oh wait, I missed the beginning of Darkside Phil YouTube. Oh, I thought this was like, okay. So this has something to do with me being a YouTuber? I have no idea. DSP smashed the butthead. I don't know. Yeah, no one seems to know. Phil with the oddly shaped head? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We're going to find out. I have no clue what that is. Building opposition, cooking with the king. That's funny, his entire segment on cooking with the king. For me, cooking with the king was literally a tiny little thing that I did to mess around for like a month or two. I was doing these videos. I was trying to make diversified content rather than just all gameplay. So all I wanted to do was do something different. And I knew I wasn't a good cook, and I knew I was fucking around and I was doing stupid shit. Like, that was the point, to get people talking about the videos. And to this day, people still talk about cooking with the king. That's absolutely remarkable that people still bring it up. Like, I scratch my head every day that people care about cooking with the king, quite frankly. Wealth and controversy, Pandalee, Project 7, all this makes total sense. Financial waste, well, financial waste. If he's saying I wasted money, that definitely makes sense. If he's saying, like, my finances were a wasteland and destroyed, that's not true. That didn't happen. That didn't even start to happen until 2015 after I'd moved here. But I think he's going to basically analyze how my place looked. I had a million statues and shit, and I was blowing my money on frivolous shit. That's my guess on what that's going to be. Oh, the Butthead is a This Is How You Don't Play channel? Oh. So maybe this is my first time ever addressing This Is How You Don't Play. But that doesn't make sense, because This Is How You Don't Play didn't start till 2012, which would have been somewhere down like here. I have no clue. I guess we'll find out during the documentary. It's not worth dwelling on so much now. We're going to figure it out, right? The trolls make themselves known. Moving to Washington. Continued financial waste and controversy. Fair enough. So now, reading it that way, I think he's saying that I was very wasteful with my money. I agree. That makes a lot of sense. John Rambo speaks out, but he did spell John's name incorrectly. I got to call him out. Joon, I know you're watching this. You got to get on this immediately. This is a horrendous typo, and John deserves more respect than that. It's not a big deal, but there's an H in his name. So this is obviously going to be the video that he and Howard made, right? Which I addressed many, many years later, and I'm curious how he's going to approach it. Like, will he just have the video and talk about it, and then will he talk about my response many years later when I actually did respond to it? Or will he actually have my responses then? Because that would be kind of a weird timeline to be jumping from then to forward like 5-6 years and then back another. Actually, it was 7 years and then back. So I guess we'll have to see how it works. Okay. Let's see. Of course, my incident, which we knew was going to be in there. Downfall setting in. You know, I'll say this. There's a good 2 hours of this documentary before he actually starts talking about my downfall. Wow. So, I mean, I've been around for so long and have such a storied history. 2 hours of the documentary before we start talking about the downfall. Just saying, that's pretty good. The fake engagement ring. I mean, yes and no. I'll tell the whole story when he talks about that, because there's no reason to bring it up now. Machina put out Poltavi in. That's a good story, actually, to talk about. The breakup, the continued downfall, owes money to the IRS. Yep. New relationship. Yep. Phil is a meme. Yep. I would argue I was a meme way before then. I was a meme back here. Taxes. Believes the internet likes him now, but the internet does not like Phil. I wonder what the time frame is of that. January harvest? I have no idea what that is. The January harvest. That doesn't ring a bell at all, actually. I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Bankruptcy. WWE Champions time. He should have named it WWE Champions time to get with the meme. In fact, Joon the King, get on that. Retitle that WWE Champions time immediately. That would be, it would hit even better right there, right? The vest streak, sure. Financial tracking and established trolling, sure. So essentially what this segment will be, and you can see, this is like 15 minutes. He's probably going to show how it got so stalkerish with my detractors, literally tracking every single move and moment and everything I did, right? And how they systematically kept trolling me at every moment. Every time I tried to do something, they would try to fuck with me. The bank leaks, which we knew would be a segment. This, I don't know what that means. VTuber destruction. VTuber destruction. I'm not aware what that could possibly be. That sounds like something that maybe happened that I'm not even aware of. I don't think I've ever had any interaction with a VTuber, have I? Like, not once. There's been times when people have asked me about VTubers and stuff and said, you know, would you ever consider being one? Would you interact with one? Would you, you know what I mean? Would you be a guest on one? I don't know what that means. And that's near the end, so that means that's recent? I have no clue. People are saying VTubers made fun of you for being bad at Zelda. Oh. Who cares? Who cares? People have made fun of me endlessly and countlessly over the years for gameplay shit. The fact that that's a segment is a little weird. Like, I don't even think that... I didn't even recognize it as a big deal. So what? A clip went viral. Yeah, it's like the millionth time a clip of mine went viral and everyone made fun of me, right? Like, this is how you don't play. Oh, got way more attention than that ever did. I guess you know what it is? It's because it's probably the most recent example. Therefore, that's why it's pertinent. All right, fair enough. Thank you for explaining that, because I didn't even know that. I had no idea it was VTubers making fun of it. Let's see. Wants a good image, does not get a good image, and outro. All right. So I'll be honest, there's absolutely nothing in there that really I would be angry at all. Like, why would this all makes perfect sense. It's a pretty comprehensive history. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that'll be missing, and I'll be like, well, this happened and this happened. Like, for example, I don't really see much about my detractors hitting me with false copyright strikes and the whole Machinima saga there, or copyright takedown controversy and shit like that, which is one of the big issues my detractors have with me, is the whole, oh, he false DMCAs people and shit. I don't see anything about that at all. So very well, it could be that he looked into it and realized there's no evidence of it happening because it doesn't. So maybe he didn't put it in. Maybe that's what it is. I'm sure as we go through this history, there's going to be a few things that we're going to be like, it seems like it's kind of like missing, or maybe it's not addressed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about a lot of this stuff, like to what extent he's going into it, you know, and how much information he got, where he got the information. For this stuff, the old school fighting game stuff, which looks like it's fast. Like, if you take a look, it's done within 20 minutes, 28 minutes. So at first half an hour is FGC stuff. That's going to be fascinating because there's no documentation of anything, right? No one has any documentation of shit of the old school FGC. It's just like a forum post. So that will be very interesting to see how much he documents and stuff like that. And then I can give my take on that shit, which will be great to add that supplementary information because a lot of people don't know about those days. And the old days of YouTube and stuff like that will be very fun to talk about. So, like, I feel like for me, the fun part of this documentary is probably everything until I, like, move to Washington is going to be interesting for me to react to. Because this is old shit lots of people don't know about, stuff that's not well documented. You know what I'm saying? This other stuff, so about an hour and 20 minutes in, he gets to the last 10 years, right? And the thing is, this stuff to me is just not as interesting because it's what I've just lived through, right? Like, the old stuff is more interesting to talk about, but I guess we'll see, you know, again, how deep this stuff goes and go from there. And there's a million things, I'm sure, even with 3 hours and 45 minutes, you have to understand, I've had such a storied history, and my detractors have so microanalyzed my life so much that there is going to be things that people are going to be like, oh, he left them out. I mean, what do you want him to do? A 27-hour documentary about every possible thing? A lot of people, here's the thing, a lot of people don't realize this. My detractors are so anal about everything that, like, a lot of the shit they want to talk about, no one cares about, and it's not fun to even discuss. It's boring shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they're going to watch this, they're going to be like, but he forgot this, and he forgot this, and we really had him with this, and you didn't talk about it, Joon. But, dude, that shit, it's so stupid, no one cares. No one talks about it because no one cares. It's not because he forgot it, it's because he probably knew about it and didn't give a fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just... So, anyway, all right, so there you have it. The way I see it, likely, each day that I react to this day is probably going to be about an hour, right? So probably day one, Monday night, I'll probably be reacting to the FGC stuff and my early YouTube days, right? And then day two is probably going to be me reacting to my early days as a YouTuber, financial waste, moving to Washington, the falling out with Rambo, all this crap. Day 3 will basically be the first few years of me kind of doing stuff for myself. After having broken up with my ex and my life changing in that regard, right? And then day 4, quite honestly, is the stuff that to me is the dumbest shit. The whole not even true shit. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that people believe, but it's not true. So it is what it is. I don't know how much I'm going to have to add on that. Because, as I said, I can't really talk too much about private shit. I'm not going to be opening up my bank account during my react to show you guys shit. It's ridiculous. So I guess we'll see. So the comments, of course, are all my detractors. You can even, literally, you can recognize some of the names of my detractors in the comments as you go down and read them. It's not shocking. But here I will actually publicly leave a comment. Live reacted to this description. Loved it. Looking forward to reacting to it live all this week. To those watching it, enjoy the wild ride I've been through over the last 20 years. There you go. Boom. And I'm sure I wanted to do that as the DSPGaming account because that's the approved, the verified account. If I went ahead and I did that as the other account, people might not believe it's really me, but obviously you'll know it's me because this is the verified account. Okay? So there you go. That's what I'll be doing Monday through Thursday night. We'll be reacting to this sucker. And so tomorrow goes live at 9 a.m. Many of you might want to watch some of it during the day. I'm going to be doing my normal show. I'm going to be doing Black Myth Wukong. So for those who want to watch it, go for it. But I'm going to be reacting to it live all week. But I would hope that that gives enough time for people to watch it over the course of the day before I start. Because my live stream's around 7 p.m. I'm going to do 2-hour chunks of reacting. So you would hope that people who want to watch it will watch it before. I really want Joon to get the credit for this. And how about this? You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? You ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Joon the King 1 million views on my documentary this week. In 1 week, 1 million views. Let's smash that fucking video. Let's get Joon 1 million views this week for this thing. All right? Because Dickers should have got it and he didn't. It kind of, you know, that's the problem with fucking review tech. Like, he doesn't really have that much interest. But then they made a documentary on him. It blew up, but then it kind of stopped. It plateaued. No, we need 1 million views for Joon the King this week for my documentary. Let's get our butts over there and let's smash that fucking video. All right? Okay. Cool. So let's do a couple quick shout outs. And then what I'd like to do is for the rest of the show, show you guys the massive positive impact you've had on me and my content and my channel this month. Because the name of the documentary is The Eternal Downfall of Darkside Phil. And you want to know the truth? I absolutely positively agree with that title, except this crazy miracle that has happened in August of 2024, which I don't think anyone saw coming, including me, right? Never before have you seen this crazy, like, level of resurgence. The fact that I now have double the amount of viewers on my live streams, excuse me, that I have, arguably, a 5th increase in my overall viewership on the videos on this channel. But that's just this channel, because my React channel blew up because of the Rich documentary, and now I almost guarantee you this week, as I live react to my own documentary, it's going to get a lot of attention. So I've literally never seen this kind of turnaround the way that I'm experiencing. Like I said to you guys over August, I can't believe it. Like, I literally can't believe this level of turnaround. It's that wild, okay? Let's do some quick shout-outs. So, Anime Sucks, Cope and Sneed did a super chat and says, all I know is the next girl I date needs not only to be based, but Phil-pilled. Well, there you go. You want them to be Phil-pilled? That's a little weird, I'm not going to lie. Anime Sucks, Cope and Sneed. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. And I received a $2.25 tip From Phil Smoke Shit. The guy on the left-hand side of the Joon the King video is your former moderator, Gamer J. Lee. The guy on the right is one of your detractors that made fun of your noodle video. Oh. Gamer J. Lee rings a bell. I remember him as a long, long time ago. He was a moderator of mine. And I guess he flipped on me and started crapping on me. And I had, like, no involvement with the guy, but, like, he kept talking about me. And then eventually, finally, someone said you should say something because this guy was, like, mentioning you and talking about you. I really don't even remember the whole situation. I'm sure it's going to be brought up in the documentary, so there's no reason for me to misspeak about it now and be stupid. Because that'll just end up in the next documentary. You know what I'm saying? Let's just watch the documentary together and try to figure out what it is, because I actually don't know. So thank you for that tip. All right, guys. So, first of all, we have over 550 viewers today and 150 likes. Guys, if you're here, hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. All right? Give us some positivity, because I'm about to show you right now. The next segment is me showing you the impact of your positivity on my content. All right? We're going to directly show you this. Please like the stream if you're having a good time here today. Let's get that to 200 likes. We have one super chat. We get a few more super chats. That would be great. And we have 5 gifted memberships. Thank you to Andy. More memberships would be great. It would help this channel a ton. And, of course, particularly, what I'm looking at is the tips. I'm nervous because, as I said, if we're going to not hit our king streak, it's going to be on a react day like today. So if you're enjoying yourself this morning, please tip and support the stream. Let's get that to... I would love to hit that before the podcast ends in, like, 40 minutes. But I don't know if it's gonna. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Okay, let's do it. Let's get some more support here for the stream. And, all right, next segment. All right, what I want to show you guys is the direct impact, all right, that you have had on this channel. I also have another channel, obviously, DSP Reacts, and that channel is insane because of the rich react that I did with Kino Casino. That channel got way more attention and views than it ever does. So I don't even need to show you that, because that's like a weird thing. Me, that I'm gonna do my live react to my own documentary. That's also gonna be like huge. So anyway, yeah, I want to show you directly how much you've helped me. All right, because I don't think people understand how much help has been by people coming and simply interacting with the content. By the way, thank you, Perry the White. Perry the White just gifted 5 memberships to the community. So congratulations, whoever gets those memberships. Thank you so much, Perry. I appreciate that very, very much. Okay. So here's the deal. By the way, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to show you my revenue on the channel like that incredible dunce Doody did. I mean, that guy is such an idiot. That's the last thing you should ever do, is show someone how much money you make. It's no one's business how much money is made on a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I'm not going to show you fucking financials. I want to show you engagement statistics, which are huge. But I'm not going to show you all the shit, because that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's incredibly dumb what that guy did. Anyway. Oh, thank you to Flaked and Baked with his 10 euro super chat. That's the longest documentary runtime I've ever seen. You're a legend, bro. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. Me too. Like, no exaggeration. I am looking forward to this react. It's going to be, listen, it's going to be exhausting because it's so long. And there's so much that's going to get covered. But I really hope that you guys are going to be over there and join me for the live react all week long to get my takes on all of this stuff, okay? So, you know, it's going to be wild. It's going to be lengthy. It's going to be an endeavor. It's going to be a journey. But I think it's going to be a good thing, because the thing is, once I react to my documentary, right, then I'm going to move forward positively. I'm going to say, you know what? That was the past. Now take a look at how different. Because here's the thing. Literally, the eternal downfall of Darkside Phil. But now I'm about to show you that I'm not on a downfall anymore. So it's changed in the last month. Joon obviously isn't going to change his entire documentary around for that. Especially because this is something new and fresh. It's only been a month. You know, give it 6 months. And if this trajectory continues, then perhaps you actually need a follow-up. And that would be on him if he wants to do one. I'm not asking for one. Hell, he just spent all that time on this one. I wouldn't expect a follow-up. He's probably like, I'm done with this shit. I want to do other topics. Fuck Darkside Phil, right? And I don't blame him. I can't stand myself. Can you imagine someone else having to stand with me and work on my shit for months? Fuck that. So, anyway, thank you, Flaked and Baked. And then it looks like I received a $1 tip. Oh, okay. Someone did a dollar tip, says, yesterday I sent a $5 dono, but PayPal held my payment. You don't have to read what I said out loud, but I do hope you can read it off the air. I would be good for the Craig interview. Oh, I can't see it. When a PayPal payment gets frozen like that, they don't send me the message. So I can't see it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually, unless I go through like 2 days worth of these tips and I specifically try to find your tip and I go into the data, then maybe I could see it. But like, I can't, like, they didn't even, the email they send me is, this was held, it may or may not clear. And that's all it says. I don't get to see your name. I don't get to see your message. So this sucks because you tipped me $1 and I can't see your message. Look, I don't want you to contribute again. Can you email me? darksidephil@hotmail.com. You don't have to send me another tip for me to read this thing. Just shoot me an email, okay? All right. Thank you for the $1 tip, whoever this is. I feel bad now, you know, but again, this is PayPal doing that shit, not me. Whoa, I did it again. I got to get used to this new keyboard. I'm hitting the wrong keys. And then I received a $5.30 tip. Please stop destroying all VTubers, Phil. Also, I find it funny that after growing calm and disavowing drama, you still need those versed in drama to lift you out of it. Here's to much more growth, my king, from Dragon's Advocate. Thank you, Dragon's Advocate. Very nice to say. And thank you for a $5 tip. I appreciate that positivity a lot. Thank you. We're almost to 50. I did it again. We're almost to 50, folks. We're almost there. Let's get it. Let's hit it. Let's see here. Anime Sucks. Cope and Steve did another super chat. Suffer Horse B Jams. I don't even know what this means. Let's go, Felted, etc. Lowercase I, Internet Pizza Day. I am mad at the Internet trademark copyright. All rights reserved, suffer. Sure. Thanks for the super chat. Whatever you say. All right. For our final major segment of today's show, I would like to show you guys the positive. We're at 180 likes. Let's hit 200. I would like to show you guys overall the positive impact you've had on this channel. Now, in reality, I would love to show you the overview tab, but if I click on that, it shows revenue, and that's stupid. I wish that you could actually see the overall picture of this channel without showing revenue, but I can't. For some dumb reason, it doesn't allow you to do that, okay? I think that's really stupid. Also, it needs to be said, sadly, I don't think that these numbers are ever accurate, because I'll give you an example here. Okay, the other day, we had, you know, Keemstar on this show, and that alone brought in an insane amount of views. See this? Like, that represents that podcast, right? But then if you go to all, there's no graph. It doesn't, these analytics are so dumb. I really, really wish that these analytics were better, but they're not. But I just want to, in general, okay, I want to show you some of the positivity. First of all, okay, right here, impressions and how they led to watch time. Out of all the impressions I got in August, okay, 22.8% was from YouTube recommending my content. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube recommending my actual content. You have to understand something, and this is me being very sincere with you, okay? YouTube has not recommended my content in a legitimate manner for the greater part of a decade. I'm a man who only gets views on my core fan base, or if it so happens that a fucking detractor clips something and lies and exaggerates and slanders me, and then someone might see that and come check out the channel. YouTube itself has literally not recommended my content legitimately for such a long time. And now to see this statistic here, that actually 22% of the impressions I got on this channel is from YouTube recommending my actual videos, that is insanely cool. That is a giant positive thing. The funny part is most YouTubers, this would be like insanely high. This statistic would be like 80, 90%, but I don't get that at all. YouTube never recommends my videos because my detractors put my name and my tags and shit on their videos, and the toxic video gets priority. They literally get all of their views off of my name and my back, and they would get all the recommendations, not me. You would type in DSP Gaming or Dark Side Phil, and you would get every detractor video first and then a video from me. But now you're actually going to see my content. And it's on an upward trend. It's increasing. What happened is this month I started clipping my own shows and making these fun highlights, and you guys are watching the clips, liking the clips, leaving comments on the clips, and that is blowing this channel up. And when I say blow it up, I mean I literally went from getting 500 views a video to a couple thousand views a video. Guys, that's a 400% increase. Do you understand? That's blowing up for me. It's still it's small time blowing up. It's still blowing up for me. This is a giant change, a positive change for me. Okay? Now, so, this is really nothing. This stuff is stupid shit. It doesn't really mean anything. Let's go to all videos. As you can see, just on the on-demand videos that I post on this channel, we've had a 19% increase in viewership over the course of August. Now, why? Were there any giant games that came out in August? No, not really. Black Myth Wukong, but that's only been out a week, so it wasn't that. No, it was you guys. It was you guys coming by. You understand? I've had an overall 16% increase in impressions, right? That's amazing. What you have to understand is that these are giant jumps for me. For a little YouTube channel like me who gets no attention, these are actually huge jumps for me, all right? But outside, these are the on-demand videos, okay? And it actually is showing some of the key moments and on-demand videos that actually went really interesting and well and got good views. And you see people are still watching the videos after a certain amount of engagement and all of that. All right. But one of the key factors here, all right, is not just the on-demand videos, but the live streams. Take a look at that. My live streams have gotten a 50%. Okay, 49. I had to add in that extra one. Can you give me the extra one? Can you give the king an extra 1%? Okay, a 50% increase in views over the course of August. That's huge. A 50% increase to the amount of people checking out my live streams is giant because the majority of my income comes from live streams. Super chats, memberships, and tips is most of my income. I do get some ad revenue, but those other things are the big source, and that's giant, right? 20% increase in impressions. Impressions are different via streams, and I don't really understand how they're different, but they are. As you can see, the top live streams were the Keemstar interview, me waiting for my new PC, looking at my new PC, stuff like that, right? Pretty good stuff. Now, so that's just content in general. And actually, if I hit all, see, there's a page I'm looking for. I can't remember where it is. Maybe it's under audience. It is under audience. Good, because I wanted to show you guys a certain point. All right, we're going to look at this. Oh, God, this fucking graph is so bad. Go away. I hate these. The analytics page is a nightmare. It's coded by people who don't use YouTube. Like, why would you want pop-ups in your fucking face just when you're looking at it, right? Anyway, a couple shout-outs, then we'll continue with this analyzation, because this is a really positive analysis. Ricardo Marin, thank you for a $5 super chat. Glad you're getting more attention. Well-deserved. Suggestion, try to do different stuff and ideas to keep people engaged. And to some extent, obviously you see I'm doing that. I want you to understand, though, I don't want to change who I am as a content creator. We're about to head into the busiest time of year for new video games, and I want to cover them. I don't want my content to every day be, oh, Phil's interviewing someone. Phil's doing drama today. No. Yes, we can do that as part of the content. This cannot be all my content. I don't want to be like every other YouTuber. You understand? I like being who I am, and I have a core fan base who's allowed me to continue to be here 16 years and running. I'm not going to abandon my core fan base. I'm here to game and have fun, but diversification and doing variety is an important improvement. I agree. Okay? The after show just did a super chat. Big ups on your analytics boost. Glad things are working out for you. We're doing a react to your Joon documentary Monday. Looking forward to it. Everyone have fun reacting to my documentary, and anyone who reacts to my reaction as well. As long as you're doing transformative work, go for it. That's what it's all about, right? And that's everyone. It just works hand in hand. Everyone just feeds into everyone. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. And thank you for the super chat. A couple tips, and then we're going to continue here. I received a $10 tip from Anime Sucks Cope and Sneed for $5. Bless you, Phil. All right, thank you for a $10 tip from Anime Sucks Cope and Sneed. And let's play your animation. And then I received a $21 tip. Someone says, get felted Piff 343. I guess someone has a gripe with Piff 343. I don't know who it is. But thank you for the $21 tip. I think what it is they wanted to be top tipper, right? That's exactly what it was. So, an anonymous tipper. The $21 tip. And then the other 10 cents, 31 plus 39. So we're up to 70. Excellent. Thank you guys so much for that. And then I received a $2.50 tip. The shirt makes your arms look small. When's the gym arc going to start? Why do you care so much about how I look exactly? Right? Like, why do you give a shit about my looks? Like, if I'm okay with my looks and my wife is okay with my looks, I don't know why you care so much. I think if you want to care about looks, you should go check out this guy. He's called Low Tier God. And this guy has the most crispy peanut butter complexion you've ever seen. He totally cares about his sexy constantly. Like, that's pretty much all he talks about on his stream. You should give him a look. I think you're really going to like his content. Okay, so let's continue here. Audience. And this is huge, guys. I want you to take a look at this. In this month alone of August that just ended, I received a 192% increase in the number of subscribers on DSP Gaming. Over 2,100 new subscribers. Okay? How insane is that? That is wild. And if you take a look, you can see the peaks. My first appearance on Kino Casino and the day after, our co-op documentary react. A few boosts here from when I appeared on their show with Josh Moon. And then, of course, the big Keemstar appearance. So directly on these things of me branching out, doing different kinds of content, trying new things, daring to check out some interesting stuff, look what happens, right? That's awesome, correct? Now, what I'd like to show you guys down here, this is very telling, all right? And here's why. Notably, I can't get this to go away. Okay, that was so annoying. Channels your audience watches. And I want you to understand something. This right here means a lot to me. And here's why this means a lot to me. Previously, all right, when you would go to this tab right here, channels your audience also watches, I'm not kidding you. The vast majority of things here would all be detractor content. All of it. The fact that in the top 5 channels that my audience watches, we've got Kino Casino clips, and we've got my own channel is huge. It never said that. Because again, my detractors use my name, DSP Gaming, and they tag their videos. Hashtag DSP, hashtag DSP Gaming, hashtag DSP Reacts. They steal my views by showing up in the search algorithm first doing that. You see? So because they do that, they would get the views first, and then people would actually come to my channel to see the real content. People literally couldn't find my content. But what this is actually saying now is people are finding me through other positive means, through people who are actually reacting to me in a good way, through my own other channels and content. This is a huge telling sign of positivity, and I'm very pleased to see that. So thank you to those who are actually checking me out in a positive light and then coming over here and hanging out with me, okay? Now, outside of all of that, there's tons of different things you can look at, like geographics. Who are my biggest viewers? Well, the US, then the UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, and then it trails off. I've always told you guys about this one, that I have almost no young viewers. My viewers are either in their early 20s, or their mid-20s to mid-30s, or their mid-30s to 40s, and even 45 to 54, even 55 to 64. Ladies and gentlemen, I have more viewers over the age of 65 then I have viewers under the age of 18. I don't attract a young crowd, and I'm happy about that because it allows me to talk about adult topics. It allows me to be myself, and I don't feel like when I make content, I'm basically grooming and preying on a young audience that's immature and doesn't get what's going on. You know, there's some YouTubers out there that literally do that every single day. All of their content is a trap for young people so they can be rich forever, and the young people fall into this brainwashing, and I don't do that. Okay? That's great. I'm happy for that. I'm glad that all of you are intelligent adults that can watch my content and understand it instead of, buy my candy bar because there might be a $10,000 magic ticket inside of it, and subscribe to my channel because I might give you $1,000 if I run into you on the streets. Like, what the fuck kind of brainwashing shit is that, and why the fuck is it allowed? I have no clue. It shouldn't be. So, just wanted to show you some of those demographics. I thought you would find that, overall fascinating. The bummer is I can't show you the graph that actually is good and shows these spikes because it has my revenue on it. YouTube idiotically didn't make like a cool graph that would show the giant increases in attention and shit. So all we can do is kind of look at these graphs. So my views are on the upturn. They were starting off every day. I was getting 15,000, 18,000 views. Now 20,000 every day because just 20,000, 20,000. Look at this. Now 24, 30,000, 20. And it's starting to slowly increase. And the thing is, between that, and me playing all the new games coming out, and me maybe, because some people just said in the chat, they said, you should have an interview maybe like twice a month if possible. I concur. I actually feel like doing an interview like once or twice a month on the Level 1 podcast is the right amount. I don't want to do nonstop interviews and stuff like that. And also, I think me appearing on a show once or twice a month is the perfect amount, right? Instead of I'm going to be on Kino Casino every single week. No. Do it like maybe once a month. Maybe do a co-op with them like once a month. So it's not taking away at all from my content. I still get to play all the games, hang out with my core audience, but then I do branch out and I have that exposure, right? For example, I've been invited, I don't know if you guys saw this, I've been invited to be on the Cultaholic Wrestling Show. They do this show where they have guests from all over the internet pick a few of their favorite wrestling matches ever, and then they talk about them on the show, and then they talk about other topics. They came to me. I didn't reach out to them. They came to me, and I'm actually going to investigate because I want to watch a couple episodes before I'm comfortable with maybe considering doing it. But I'm interested in maybe doing that, and it's something different to do. Now, listen, I outright told them. I was like, you guys got to understand, I haven't watched wrestling in like 4 years. And they're like, it's cool. What are your favorite matches? And I told them, none of my matches are recent. They're all old stuff. And so, that might be pretty cool. So I'm going to look into this, okay? I'm going to research that and try to see if that's something that I'm interested in doing. But that's what I mean. Imagine if, like, every month I go on one show, and then maybe I have an appearance on Kino Casino, or and then I have a guest or two on this show, but I continue to plug away at the content that I love, covering games and stuff. I feel like this trend will continue and actually increase, and I feel my live streams might actually get a giant boost. Because honestly, let's be honest here. I really do feel like the live stuff, seeing those interviews live is more, seeing the react live is the appeal, because you don't know what's going to happen, as opposed to seeing the clip after the fact. It's still good, but a lot of people like the live stuff. And the majority of my income is coming from live interactions with you guys. Okay? So I think that it will work. But again, what I want to say, the whole point of me showing you these guys, these statistics, all right? Are they amazing, blow you away, knock your socks off statistics? Has my channel doubled and tripled in size? No. But against all odds, right? Against literally having an eternal downfall on YouTube, for the first time ever in a decade, I'm actually seeing signs of a turnaround, of growth, of people coming by and saying, we like you now, we want your content, please continue to branch out, please continue to build bridges, but also be yourself, cover games, play stuff, have fun. Thank you. Thank you. Because, here, I'm going to go full screen for this part, because you have to understand that I have really tried so hard for a decade to be true to myself against all odds, having no one who wants to collab, having no one who wants to touch me with a 10-foot pole because I have this black cloud of insane detractors that follow me around everywhere I go. Every opportunity that was presented to me was taken away because of them. And now the fact that people are giving me a fair shake, giving me the time of day, checking out my content from YouTube, looking for me on YouTube, finding me on YouTube and checking me out directly instead of, oh, they found the detractor first and they got the click and they got the view and they got the credit and the money. Now it's starting to come to me directly again. This is huge, right? Now listen, it's tough. I'm currently spending all this time clipping my content. What I need to do today, I need to do 2 clips. Me reacting to the Joon documentary, description, and this segment right here about my analytics. These are 2 clips I have to make later. They take time to make. I got to upload them. It's extra work. And I'm doing it all myself. And I know it's paying off. So I'm not complaining, but I need to stay the course. I need to be able to cover the new games, but also cover these things that are happening like this documentary. It's very tough to juggle right now. In September, there's a million games coming out. I'm going to have to skip like half of them. There's no way I could play all those games, right? But I promise to you, if you continue to hang out with me every day and give me this attention, engagement, support like you've done, I commit to you that I will work as hard as I possibly can as the one-man show, the one-man army, to keep doing good stuff and reaching out and doing this new stuff, all right? At the same time, I want to acknowledge 2 groups. Number 1, I want to acknowledge my moderators and my editors who work for me every day free of charge and do a lot of work on this channel. The art that you see, the thumbnails you see, all the work over on the DSP throwback channel, that's all them. They're working on this stuff, and I really appreciate their help because without them, this channel wouldn't be a half of what it is. Okay, just being honest. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to thank my long-time hardcore viewers and fans because without you, I wouldn't have gotten to this point. Do you understand? If it weren't for people who, through thick and thin, believed in me and said, we don't care what the internet says about you. We don't care what your detractors say about you. We don't care what you spend your money on. We don't care about what's the new flavor of the week insult and meme against you. We still are going to be here with you and like your content and support you. I would have been gone. I would have been a footnote. I would have been a forgotten blip in YouTube history. But instead, somehow, against all odds, over 16 years, now we're going on 17. We're almost about to hit my 17-year anniversary as a YouTuber. It's coming up, if you can believe it. It's nuts that even with as small as a viewership that I had, that I survived and was able to maintain and have a living in all of this. You know what I'm saying? If it weren't for my core viewer all these years, and to be honest, they got beat up. For those of you who are newcomers, you got to understand, to be a DSP, I can't say my own name. To be a DSP fan was an arduous task. You had to put up with abuse. You would just come into the chat, say something. Oh, now detractors are harassing you, right? Oh, you had a social media. They found it. Now they're fucking tweeting you on Twitter and shit. What? All I did was say a positive comment in Phil's chat. Someone would come and drop a tip. All of a sudden, they got doxxed on Kiwi Farms. What the fuck? What the fuck's going on? It's insanity, right? That was the existence of being a DSP fan for a long time. And now, the truth is, the DSP fans are about to outweigh the detractors. There's more fans than haters. That's why my videos have so many likes, so many comments, so much engagement. Why my channel is showing up in YouTube search again. That is why I am okay reacting to this. Because this documentary is my storied rise and fall and my continued fall. But for the first time in 10 years, it has changed. And it is on an upward trend. And I'm going to do my best to maintain it. Keem even said, we got to root for Phil because we don't know if he's going to do it. But we should root for him. I appreciate that so goddamn much. That people are rooting for me for the first time in a very, very long time. Because the thing is, I can react to this documentary all this week. And in the back of my mind, I can say, but I can change it. It doesn't have to be like this forever. Right? This is the story of my downfall. But it doesn't have to be the end of my story. It doesn't have to be the finale to the Dark Side Phil saga. It could just be the first part. Get it? That's why this is fine for me. And so, thank you for allowing me to see past this and look at this and see a bright future. Sincerely. From me to everyone out there watching this, thank you. My family appreciates it, right? Like, we all appreciate it because we've been beaten up a long time. And it's to the point where now we're actually thinking, if things go well, that other things could be possible. Life changes, that things that we've held off on for many, many years. The possibility of I don't want to jump the gun because I don't want to spoil stuff. But basically, things can happen for a good, you know what I'm saying? Good things, if things turn around like this. So let's see how things go. All right? Thank you for being on this journey, and thank you for your help. Okay. Let's go. Let's, some shout outs here, and then we're going to kind of conclude. Let's conclude this podcast so we can get ready for the React show. Okay? So I received a $2 tip from Anonymous. You have 214K subs. It would be awesome if 50% of those would tune in. Yeah, the problem is, out of those subs, they're probably all dead accounts, right? You're talking people who probably subscribed to this channel a decade ago. And at that point, they were watching. Like I said, back in the day, I used to get, on average, 5 million views a month on this channel. Now I get 500,000. Now, this month, I had like 610, 620, but it's on an upward trend. Let's see if we can continue. Now, wait a minute. I just deleted that. Okay. Let's see if we can continue that upward trend. If every month I can increase my views by like 20, 30,000 overall, hopefully next year I can have a month where I'm bringing 1 million again. That would be amazing. To bring in 1 million views again, to be back on my feet, would be so cool. But yeah, that's the problem. A channel like mine's been around for so long. The vast majority of people watching or subscribed are dead accounts at this point, right? Piff343 just did a $30 tip and says, you think I'm going to go out like that? Do I look like a 5'1" bish? Thank you, Piff. Now, Piff is currently the top tipper of the day with that $30 tip. So let's get him up on the leaderboard, and let's see how we're doing here with tips, because the show is about to end shortly. We're at 104. So less than 50 to go to hit that goal and continue the king streak. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Let's keep that streak going. Thank you, guys. All right. I received, hold on a second. Need to open. Someone tipped $1 saying working out is a healthy path in life 2 times a day at the gym. Yes, I know. I know. I'm well aware about working out and all of that. Really. Like, I'm 42 years old. Like, you're not, who do you think you're talking to? Do you think you're talking to, like, a guy who sits around overweight eating chips all day? Look at me. I weigh 200 pounds. All right? You're right. I could lift weights and stuff. You're right. Doesn't really fit my lifestyle. I'm a streamer, right? I'm not a health streamer, but I understand what you're saying. All right? Cool. Thanks. All right. I received a $1.25 tip. That's correct. This person says, don't forget the fans of you that have YouTube channels. If they donated or they said something nice about you at all, then the detractors would actually follow them to their channels and spam their channels with nasty comments. That is 1,000,000% correct. Think about that. You come on here with your own YouTube channel where you're just trying to do it as a hobby or whatever, right? You know, maybe get a few viewers on your videos. You come on a Dark Side Phil stream, you say, hey, Phil, how you doing? Here's a $5, right? I like your content. All of a sudden, you got 100 hateful idiots on your channel dumping on you. What the fuck just happened? Who are these unhinged people? That's truthful of what would happen all the time. Okay. Oops. Now I'm using the wrong mouse. I got to get used to this. I have all this new equipment, and I'm all still kind of discombobulated, doing the wrong stuff here. Okay. And thank you to Coolio Top Notch for a $5 super chat. I can't imagine the internet without DSP. Well, thank you for that, Coolio Top Notch. That's very nice of you to say. For the record, would you like me to actually reveal something, a giant reveal, and my detractors will now tear this open? Are you ready? Because I'm actually confident about talking about this. I have a treadmill in my house, and I can walk on it whenever I want. And I have from time to time. If I'm not feeling good and I'm feeling like shit, I'll walk on the treadmill regularly, and then I'll get healthy again. But I just haven't gotten into a routine where I do it like every day. but I have a treadmill in my home that I can walk on if I need it. Okay? What a big reveal, right? Because that's like a huge story for my detractors to know about something in my house because they're insane and they love obsessing over me. So to know that Phil has a treadmill is like wildly world breaking. Phil has a treadmill and he can work out. Well, how do you think I lost all that weight? It was about a year period where I was walking on the treadmill regularly and I lost a lot of weight doing that and I just never put it back on. So that's how I lost the weight. Here's your answer. Because people used to always interrogate me, how did I lose all that weight? I don't understand. That's how. I know, now you'll never hear the end of it. Because it's such a big deal, right? Now, here we go. Here comes the interrogation. How were you using it? What speed were you using it? What were your big accomplishments? I don't fucking know. All I know is I was going very fast and I was sweating bullets and I'd be completely soaked from head to toe by the time that I was done. And then after a while doing that, like a couple months, it wasn't so bad anymore. So I would up it and then I would up it and then I would up it. And I would usually do it in about 30-minute increments, like just going 30 minutes straight without stopping. And it basically worked. Like I said, I burned a ton of fat off my body using the treadmill. And it never, I don't eat bad stuff. I don't eat enough to put the weight back on. So that's how I lost the weight. And I know this will be a big expose thing for my detractors today. Wait a minute. Phil had a treadmill. Phil has a treadmill. That's how he lost his weight. He kept this a secret from everyone all these years. He's been lying. I'm serious. That will be the video. 100%. That will be the video. All right. I received a $31 tip from Andy. He says, Piff3431, you do look like a 5'1" bish. Whoa, come on. Now, we got to be civil here. All right? We got to be civil here. We can't be at each other's throats and tossing personal insults around. Because I can't confirm if either one of these guys are 5'1". This is the internet. So I can't even be like a mediator in this fight because I don't know the truth of the matter. But anyway, that gets us to $137 in tips. We are literally 13 away from hitting the goal, which would be awesome because then we've hit it and we don't have to worry about it during the React show. Shout out to, let's see here. Drew did a super chat and he says, Phil, I do not get the hate for you. You haven't done anything awful. And if someone is an A-log, you have mental issues. To be that obsessed is not normal. I'd rather see people succeed. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on a second, Drew. No. Hold on. Didn't you see the documentary topics? Don't you see how horrible of a person I am? I mean, look, I trolled people during the Street Fighter days. Can you believe I would do that? I made poor cooking videos, right? I got into a relationship of someone that everyone found abrasive, and basically people said they hated me afterward. I wasted a lot of my money away that I earned in my early YouTube days on dumb shit. I moved across the country and I had a fallout with my friend. Let's see. I broke up with my ex. Because of financial issues, I owed money to the IRS, right? I became a negative meme. The internet doesn't like me. I went through a bankruptcy. I spent money on a mobile game. I wore a vest on... Wait a minute. Hold on. I wore a vest on stream? Dude, that's like faking cancer. No, I think we see the point, right? I think we see the point. I'm about to have a 3-hour and 40-minute documentary on me. And it's going to be like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next? Okay, where's the big thing? People might go into this because he's been doing documentaries on, what was his name? The guy who faked fundraisers for years and years and never gave the money away. What was his name? Completionist? And then you had the Rich documentary. We have outright evidence that he doxed people and he teamed up with a group of internet hackers and abusers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have all this shit, these people he's been covering recently, and then it's going to be like, this is it. The big Dark Side Phil Eternal Downfall documentary. He played a mobile game. Just like, I don't know. We're going to do it together. Guys, let's do it together. over the course of this week, let's do this together. Let's watch the documentary together on DSP Reacts every night, Monday through Thursday. Let's react to it. Let's hang out. Let's have a good time with it, right? Let's do it together. All right? And let's get through it. And like I said, this is going to be, for me, the end all of this arc of drama bullshit about me and the detractors overinflating everything about me and just moving forward positively. You've seen the analytics. You've seen the statistics. 20% increase in views, 50% increase in stream views, monstrous increase to subs, getting into the YouTube algorithm again, your support helping me so much. This is the turnaround. I'm going to do my absolute best to keep it going. Let's get through this week. Let's end this shit together. All right? I'm down for it. I hope you guys are too. Okay. Anime Sucks Cope and Seed with the $2 super chat. Watch Duty make 70 videos over the treadmill drama. Well, someone has said that since Duty got demonetized, roughly a week ago now, he's only made 6 videos. To compare, we ourselves were looking at his channel when he was monetized, and in 3 days, he had made something like 16 videos. So, that's an average of, 5 a day? Now he only makes 6 in, like, a week? Little patterns I'm seeing there, bro. Volsair with a super chat. Phil's self-detracting himself now. Correct. I am my biggest self-detractor. I really am. At first, back in the day, I was so big-headed and I thought that my shit didn't stink. But these last, 10 years have been very humbling. Having the entire internet hate you, it's hard to believe anyone likes me. Right? It really is. It's hard to believe that I just raised $137 on this podcast, that we've got 237 likes on this stream with over 500, almost 600 viewers on a podcast I used to get 200-300 people on. $50 in super chats, 10 gifted memberships. We're about to have a fun day of reacting content, correct? Like, it's not sinking in yet. You have to understand, this is not an act. Like, it still hasn't sunk in. It's like, I don't get it. And every day I wake up and I feel afraid that it's over. Today I'm going to turn on that stream and the people aren't going to be there. Today I'm going to turn on the stream and it's going to be empty. And people are going to be like, they don't like me anymore. Like, I have these lingering feelings of failure in my head. But it hasn't happened yet, and it's been about a month. So let's continue, and let's see what happens, okay? All right. I received a $35 tip from Piff343. Andy, please, my wallet can't take much more. Wow. Well, thank you for a $35 tip, Piff. It is official. With that tip, getting Piff back as the top contributor. What the hell did I just do? See what I mean? I keep screwing up on this keyboard. That gets us all the way up to $172 in tips. And ladies and gentlemen, for the 28th stream in a row, the King's coffers have been filled. It has rained the coins of the populace into the coffers. You can hear that beautiful clinking sound. Crushing it every day. Goal hit. Goal achieved. Positivity. Fun. Increases. We're gaining. We're winning. We're crushing everyone out there. We're crushing the detractors. There are detractors sitting on this Joon the King video right now. And they are so happy that I'm going to get destroyed this week by this documentary, folks. Literally, they're just so happy. But it's funny because I can't see any of that because the coins are blocking my view. I can't see it. Where is it? Where are I can't see the comments. Look, oh, it's huge. Oh my God. Again, thank you guys so very much. And thank you again for supporting me because you like me and my content. All right? I really, really appreciate that. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just received a $15 tip. Wow, we got to end the show to start the react show, guys. From I'm Troublesome, King Streak Felting Ledger 1, Duty Felted by the King, 2, Super Crazy Self Felted, 3, the other peasant detractors, to be advised, the return of the King, get 'em, King, yours respectfully, I'm Troublesome. Thank you, I'm Troublesome. So much for that. Very nicely done. So, I mean, he's got a point. Correct? Like, again, just in the last week and a half, on this very show, on this very channel, Well, first it was Doody, and then it was Super Crazy. So who's next? I mean, if I were a detractor, I'd be laying low. I'd be like, shit, that's 2 in a row now that just got fucking crushed. We gotta stop with this shit. We're just gonna lay back. We're not gonna say shit, you know. But these people can't stop themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just can't. And they're probably gonna see this documentary as some kind of an opportunity to try to pull something. So let's see what's next. But I'm striking back now. I'm going to bring this stuff up to the public eye. I'm going to have it face scrutiny like it should. I'm no longer just going to be the whipping boy of the fucking internet. Those days are over. Okay? Thank you, Diego, for a $5 super chat. What's the status of the Hateful Truth? I feel like this is where your main talent is. I have not officially reviewed a game in a very long time. Okay? I just haven't. And I don't really have a plan to go back to that because, sadly, the whole edited on-demand style of video on YouTube, for me, isn't worth it. I had a channel where I made those for a year, and then YouTube basically blacklisted the channel and made it so I couldn't have ads on it anymore. So I don't really see the point of putting that much effort in. I am a live streamer entertainer now. I think everyone kind of knows that. For 7 years, this has been my forte. It's what I'm good at. I'm not saying never. I'm just saying I don't think it doesn't really make sense to me to go back to an edited review style format, right? If anything, if there's a big game and people want my thoughts, you can watch the streams, you can watch my summaries at the end, or you could watch, sometimes I will do like a mini review at the end. That's the best way to get my opinion on it. People want me to show the show review text chip. I guess it really started with this. This is where it began, with the review tech documentary review, or react, which he deserved for 10 years of abuse against me. So that was the beginning. And then we had Duty, and then we had Super Crazy. So what's next, right? I guess we're about to find out. Okay. And Hellion, thank you for becoming a member. All right, guys, I have to get out of here. I'm already late. Now we're going to start the react show late, and that's on me because, you know, we had a lot to talk about today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So tomorrow, I'm sure on the show, we're going to see a lot of reactions to this documentary. It'll already, when I start my show tomorrow, it'll have been out for 2 hours, people watching it and shit. I'm curious what people's reactions will be. I'm sure you guys will be telling me. We'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow on the show. And then we'll go from there. Remember, tomorrow is my reacting to my documentary starts 6:45 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time on the DSP Reacts channel tomorrow night, Monday night. Okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so very much. Great show. Enjoyed it very much. See you Monday morning. We'll do it all again. Peace out, my friends.